yards of street ground.
Very gusty, the breeze at the moment. That's making it a little bit difficult for the players to kick the ball correct. That's why it's slewing all over the place at the moment. It's blown towards the forward pocket. As you can see there now, the windsock showing, indicating which way the breeze is blowing.
Now towards half-back flank. Free kick. Be taken by Perovic. It was the one who got pushed out to the front of the pack. Val Perovic. Carlton centre half-back. That's a better kick. Plenty of distance in that. Glendenning from behind. Mackay in front. They're having a good deal so far. This is Jarrett. Hand pass out. North Melbourne going to attack now towards their half-forward line. Banjals. Almost slow to get rid of the ball. Wilson. Towards left half-forward. The Kangaroos. Armstrong overruns it. Dools there. Some soccer tactics employed by him. A great deal with Morris Boys. Murphy gets scragged over the boundary line. And we'll wait for the umpire's decision. It's going to be a boundary throw-in, I think, or is it a free kick? It is a throw-in in the North Melbourne forward pocket.
It's about 40 metres around from their goal. North Melbourne have been into attack for most of this quarter, but bad kicking's let them down. Knocked out by McCann. That was a good one, but picked up here by Asper. Gets a touch of the fumbles. The ball kicked off the ground as they go for Briders, but bidding to the ball this time is Malin. Malin with the hand pass back to Austin. A very solid fullback. Gets the kick back, a charge for McCann. That's marked number 2 to McCann so far in this first quarter. Only played 6 minutes. He's playing at centre half forward, not his normal role, usually a centre half back. He's about 45 to 50 metres out from goal. The kick shouldn't worry because he's got the breeze right on his tail. That's a kick, but it's a shot. It's off the side of the boot again. So they're certainly having plenty of chances, North Melbourne, but can't capitalise on those chances. 5 shots for goals and only, 3 points on the board. Young brings the ball back into play. Fitzpatrick flies. Dempsey trying to claim the mark, but Fitzpatrick touches it first. The umpire said it'll be a ball up out there at half forward for North Melbourne. Still about 65 metres out from the goal. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey again having a great tussle. Fitzpatrick gets a long one back there. Picked up by, crushes his way through the pack. Back towards centre half forward. Dill coming out, picks it up nice and a beautiful turn and a beautiful bit of play over to Austin. Back to Perovic, and Carlton's kick is a bad one. Down there to Mackay. Luckily for Perovic that time he picks it up and a long kick down towards full forward. McClure's got it. Oh, he dropped the centre. He's trying to claim the mark. Baker with a bit of plum pudding and it splashed all over him. Buckley picks it up off the side of his boot. Going after him now is Sheldon. Couldn't hold the mark. It bounces back nicely for Dent. A long hand pass over to little Daryl Shimmerbush. A bad kick. My God, the kick's broken at the moment. Daryl Shimmerbush picks it up again. Loses it. Umpire giving plenty of latitude out there as they finally get the ball away through Wayne Shimmerbush. But a good mark taken out here by Carlton's Ashman. Ashman gets the ball back to centre half forward. Punched away again by Dent. The free kick will go to McClure against Dent. He got into his back. A little bit technical, Peter, and of course McClure's got the chance to put this well in the goal square. He's about 55 metres out from goal at centre half forward. Not a very good kick. It veers off. They can't get direction on chance for Jones to mark, but nicely picked up by Sutton.
Sutton playing a key defence role this afternoon. There's almost a good mark of Shimmerbush inside the boundary line, and the umpire has paid it. Wayne Shimmerbush at right half-back. Kick dropping short towards centre wing. Big punch from Fitzpatrick. Byrne scooped out, in fact almost thrown out to Fitzpatrick, and it comes to Rod Ashman. Ashman on centre wing, short towards left half forward, and the mark taken again by Shimmerbush, and he decides to play on straight away. Plump, another easy mark missed. Gee, they're making some mistakes today. That's Wilson with the ball for North Melbourne. He sharked that hand pass. Perovic and McCann. Perovic beaten on this occasion again by McCann. McCann could score from there, lines up the goal. That's going close again, but not close enough. And it's through for one behind, so 6 shots for goal and registered 4 points.
Actually, it's not good enough for North Melbourne kicking in this breeze, Peter, either, because it is favouring this end.
Yeah, according to the flags on the scoreboard, but the windsock at the other end of the ground shows otherwise, Lou, so that could be deceptive. Austin from fullback.
7 shots for goals and only could manage 1 goal for. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Out she goes. Fitzpatrick against Dempsey. Fitzpatrick got that out, knocked away by Jarrett, grabbed by Johns, but another woeful kick back out there towards the wing position, pushed away by Boyce. Back to Keith Gregg, and this fella can really move as he boots the ball back to half forward. And I think it may go out of bounds. No, there's a race for the ball now. Going after it is Armstrong, who was named as an interchange player, but out of the ground for the start of the match. I think both sides are just sizing each other up at this moment, Pete, just getting the feel of the game. Because there's been a lot of elementary mistakes, particularly in the kicking. Kicked out by Fitzpatrick again, a hand pass from Heath over to Young, actually handed it over to him. Young gets clear now at centre half back. The ball back towards Mackay, he goes for the mark, he's got to play that. No, he said play on, then he gives him a free kick for holding the ball, holding the man. Burns gone off the ground, so Tanner on the ground for North Melbourne and Burn number 21 off. A long kick by Mackay, up there looking for McClure, the pack fly, it comes down again. Nicely picked up by Montgomery, driven out towards the wing position, bounces high now, knocked out by Glendenning, over to Briders, tries to crash. He comes down and goes Dill, and out goes Dill. Murphy's grab, gets a hurried kick, and the umpire said holding the ball. A hand pass coming over to Dill, and bounce. Back up there looking for McClure again. He and Dench having a great battle, but there's Montgomery, well intercepted by Buckley, but Montgomery gets it out to Daryl Shimmerbush, scouting out. Right, the ball, Marlin picks it up, he's clear. Shrugged Wayne Shimmerbush off, beautiful, a short pass. Oh, and down he goes, Daryl Shimmerbush got him. There'll be a free kick against Buckley because he downed Shimmerbush. He certainly downed him, and well umpired by Cameron.
Well, it's a free kick.
It's a free kick to little Daryl Shimmerbush after Sheldon took the mark. He went down like a sack of potatoes.
Wouldn't be surprised if a number was taken there.
Hit him right in the mouth.
Excuse me.
What a beauty. And of course the little fellow will take the free kick. I tell you what, this little guy never stopped trying, Daryl Shimmerbush. He's not much, but not very big, but by golly, he keeps on going. The ball driven back now towards that position of McCann, and Perovic neither can get it. And the umpire's going to ball it up out there on that half-forward flank at the 12-minute mark. North Melbourne 1 goal for 10 points to Carlton yet to score.
The Blues haven't had the ball on their forward line at all, really. It's going to be a free kick to Alan Mangells out of that little scrimmage. Mangells is at left half back for Carlton. Let's see if they can make an effective forward move here. McClure is the high flyer and brings down a beautiful mark. McClure left half forward for the Blues, a long kick in towards the full forward zone. Dench from behind, off the hands of the pack, and it goes through for Carlton's first score, touched off the hands. So the Blues 1 behind 1 point, North Melbourne 1 for 10, and they trail by 9 points. Quarter in progress, some 13 and a half minutes as we await the kick in from fullback. Out towards Francis and Keith Gregg, picked up by Glendenning. Always a good player for North. Dool behind, tries to get the grab away from Boys, backs up well. Now a chance for Francis to get the ball into the centre of the ground. Sees a lead being made out there to Sheldon. He gives it over to Johnston, who gets away from Dempsey. He's too small and too fast. Johnston can run in and score from here. Puts boot to ball. Away it goes. Sutton's there for North Melbourne. Can't take the mark. Picked up by David Dench. Ever wrong idle in defence. Dench sees Daryl Shimmerbush. He seems to have recovered from that knock. Glendenning. Centre wing. Long kick from Glendenning up towards half forward. Boys is there. Goes up and takes the mark. Tanner rather. Xavier Tanner at left half forward. 50 metres out from goal. Good kick. Just about landed in the 10-metre square. In he comes now. Xavier Tanner. Oh, it's not a good kick. Out of bounds on the full. And a penalty free kick will go Carlton's way. And North Melbourne player, he hit the fence, looks like Wilson there.
Yes, that's right. He smacked bang into the fence with his hip there. By golly, that hurts, Peter.
Mangells with the free kick. Trainers come out to Wilson in the meantime. Oh, there's a nice old nudge out there. It'll be a free kick. No, it won't, says the umpire. North Melbourne players were looking for it. Gives the chance to Keith Gregg to pick the ball up. Sees Murphy with a hand pass. Murphy will drive the ball towards North Melbourne centre half forward position. Mangells flies, so too does Klomp, and Klomp takes the mark.
Good mark to Klomp at centre half back for Carlton. Carlton defence under pressure at the moment. Out it goes wide. Oh, going high as Montgomery lost sight of the ball. Picked up nicely by Wayne Shimmerbush. And the North skipper boots it over the centre-half forward position again. Dill goes for the big punch. The umpire's found a free kick. And the free kick will go to Heath from interference for a push in the back. Heath to take this free kick at a little short of centre-half back. Heath with a left footer out towards that McClure. Going for the punch is Glendinning. He succeeds too. Klomp coming in there with Briders. And there'll be a free kick, I think, to Klomp against Briders. He had him when he didn't have the ball that time. So this is Klomp again. Now this time on the edge of the square at half back. Up to centre half forward. There's the back of Zick. Couldn't hold the mark. A chance now for Johnson to get clear. A long hand pass, but it's a dangerous one. Punched away again by Jarrett. Back it comes now to McClure. Jarrett's still there too, battling on pretty hard. Both sides are finding it hard to get it clear, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 25 metres out from the Carlton goal towards their forward pocket position.
North defence well on top, Lou.
They're doing very well. Glendinning, Dench and Montgomery down there at the moment. McClure threw it out to Big Jones that time. A snapshot for goal. It's going pretty close. But there's Keith Gregg right at the full-back position. A hand pass over to Jarrett. They've, as Peter said before, combining very well. Another pass out there to Montgomery. The entire defence of North Melbourne all backing up pretty well. Another hand pass back here to Keith Gregg. And Gregg, that's something I should say, out there towards Boyce, but punched away that time by Dill. Backing up well as Armstrong. Picks it up nicely. A good pick-up, incidentally, down towards the full forward zone. Coming out as Aspen. Jarrett goes for the punch. Backing up now as Mackay. But Jarrett's right on his tail. He's grabbed him. Umpire said dropping the ball at the 17-minute mark. North Melbourne not getting many goals on the board after having about 8 shots for goal. 1 goal for 10 points. To Carlton, 1 point at the 17-minute mark of this first quarter.
Jarrett's kick to centre wing. Fitzpatrick, the whistle is gone. Free kick to Dempsey. And North Melbourne supporters in the background voice their approval of that. And a 15-metre penalty, so they're even happier. And Big Dempsey breaks away now. Dempsey's kick up towards half forward. Klomp's in front and takes the easiest of marks. Play in front.
Played pretty well so far, Klomp, Pete.
He has. Heath, centre of the ground. Carlton going forward, but that's about as far as they get. North Melbourne defence well on top. Fisted away by Dench. Johnston, snaps for goal. Will it be a score? It's coming around. Not far enough, and through for Carlton's second score of the match. It's another behind. So they trail by 8 points. 1-4-10 to 2 behinds, 2 points. And the quarter in progress, 17.5 minutes. Sutton. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick both try it one-handed, neither successful. Dropping the ball, probably against Buckley. Too high. An interesting one. Jimmy Buckley's at right half forward. Let's see if he can score. That's a better kick from Buckley in towards the 10-metre square. It's sailing towards the goals, off the hands, and once again it goes through for another behind. So 2 of those 3 behinds have been rushed as Tanner leaves the field, and coming back on is Byrne. They took Byrne off for. He's one of their better players as a rule, but the difference is now 7 points. Francis and Gregg. Chance for Sheldon. Sheldon high towards full forward. Out comes McClure. Knocked away by Glendinning over the boundary line, and it will be thrown into play 30 metres around from the behind post. Well, Carlton have really struck a rock-like defence today in the North Melbourne defenders. Dench, Glendinning, Jarrett, Montgomery, Sutton. Dempsey had a big go at that one, missed it. There's a chance for a Carlton goal. Mackay out of bounds on the full. Penalty free kick to David Dench.
Well, the North Melbourne defence is certainly frustrating those forwards. They're putting pressure on all the time, and they're finding it very difficult to score. I suppose you could say the other thing about Carlton's defence too. A hand pass going the wrong way. He's got a kick over the mark, David Dench, from that back pocket position. 19 minutes gone. Carlton are 3 points to North Melbourne, only 1 goal on the board. 1 goal for 10 points, so it should be a pretty short quarter. Not much time on this first quarter. Ball punched out that time by Gregg, and it'll be out of bounds about 70 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well, the breeze has dropped down considerably, Pete, because the Sox hardly moving at all at the moment. Ball knocked out that time by Fitzpatrick, goes after it again. A bad hand pass. Keith Gregg grabbed, didn't have the ball, and he's got to get a free kick. He's played very well this first quarter. North Melbourne have certainly got a lot more better players in this first part of the match than Carlton.
Agreed.
Ball back into play again. At the back is Perovic, goes for the punch. Actually missed that, and so did McCann. Boyce taps it over. Back again to McCann. Very intelligent play. A long shot up there looking for Good. Good and Austin going for it. Neither take the mark. A chance now for Armstrong, who must be playing down there in the back pocket. Didn't know which way to turn exactly that time. Up goes Perovic and takes a nice mark in defence. Just took a little bit of pressure off the Carlton defence then. kick back towards the centre of the ground. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey. McClure at the back. Punched away by Dempsey. Going after it now is Wilson. Finally kicked out to Glendenning. He's grabbed, gets a hand pass back to Jarrett. They're all misfiring at the moment. There we see Aspen crawling along his hands and finally gets a hurried kick back to McClure and he takes the mark. Gives a quick hand pass over to Johnson. This looks pretty dangerous. Got a long way to go for a run here. He's fumbled the ball. God, he's going to lose it now. He's grabbed. And well, good decision by Glendenning and a well tackled. A good decision that time.
Shows you the benefits of chasing your opponent.
Well, that's right, Peter. And of course, as we said before, they're sticking close to these small plays. They know the danger of these boys. Going after it now, Klomp, possibly Carlton's best player. A hand pass back to Heath there on his own. Another one coming out there to Mangles. Mangles out there on that wing position. Boots it down there towards the forward pocket. Oh, and a good mark there to Wick. So they're playing very strong football, that North Melbourne defence. Backing up well. They know the danger of the small Carlton play because they've won most of the matches for them this year.
Back towards the centre wing position. He's claiming the mark, but the umpire wasn't having a bar of that. Gives the chance to Schimmelbusch, both of them. That's Darrell with the kick. Too high, too long, out of bounds on the full. A Carlton free kick, and let's see who's going to take it. Probably Rod Ashman, I think. It is going to be Rod Ashman. Centre wing position. Nearly 22 minutes have gone in the first quarter. Very low scoring affair so far. Defences of both sides pretty well on top, especially North's. Fitzpatrick. Dempsey claims the mark. Carlton fans loudly hoot that decision. And that's a shocking kick from Dempsey. He's been kicking them pretty well last week and earlier today. Not so then. Heath, short towards half forward. Keith Gregg seems to be everywhere so far today. He's playing very well. Hand pass to Dench. Back over towards Wilson. Another hand pass towards Boys, who just gets clear, but the kick goes up towards full forward. Real chance for a North Melbourne score here. Here's Reeves. He gives it in turn over towards Bright as he'll soccer it through. Will he? Yes! Oh dear, they nearly messed that up. They nearly messed that up. That's his second goal. And the scores on Sevens Big League. North Melbourne 2-4, 16. Carlton 3 behinds, 3 points.
Well, they certainly made hard work of it, Peter. There's the score. 2-4, 16 to Carlton, 3 points only. So we're back to the centre again. It'll be Fitzpatrick against Dempsey. They've both been pretty even, the knockout so far. That time it was Dempsey. Back towards Fitzpatrick again, having a bit of trouble getting it up. Now Dempsey gets a hurried kick down towards centre half forward. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to McCann. He was held on and didn't have the ball that time. So McCann at centre field. It's a long kick up there, looking for Kerry Good. The back is Austin. They're all having a bit of a dip here, and finally it's Armstrong, as I mentioned before, playing down there in the back pocket. Swoops on the ball nicely. Gets it around there towards Francis and Keith Gregg. Francis tries to hook it over the top, but he gets it clear now. The umpire said it's out of bounds.
Nice try.
Well, they got away with that, but the boundary umpire, too slick. He's having a talk to McClure there as McClure walks away. McClure said something a little bit on the nasty side, uncomplimentary, yeah. There's Dempsey and Byrne having a wrestle with it, and he lost the ball. He'll be holding the ball, and the free kick to go to Fitzpatrick. They've had a pretty good duel, those two, and let's don't forget this. They're both two of the top ruckmen in the league. Out it goes now. Picked up by Montgomery, doing a good job down there in defence. Tapped over by Ick, back to Dents. And Dents back at his best. Oh, well intercepted by McClure, but there's a chance now for Byrne to pick it up. He's clear. And he's out there at half-back. He's so confident he's going to go for a runner hand pass. Coming over to Wilson. A nice turn away from his opponents. Boots it back there towards the centre half-forward position. A pack fly. Out it comes to Armstrong again. He's backing up pretty well. This defence is doing a pretty good job too. It's a battle of the defences at the moment as the ball goes back there towards, let me see who it is. It's Wilson again with a hand pass. Over to Jarrett. Back it goes again to McCann. A goal coming up, I would say. It's a long kick, but by golly, he's off target and through for 1 point. So at the 24-minute mark, it's North Melbourne 2 goals, 4-17. To Carlton yet to score a goal, and they're only 3 points on the ball. 2-5, I'm sorry. 2-5-17.
Austin from fullback. That kick dropping a little bit short. Dool flies, claims the mark, and is punished. The flying doorman. Good to see him back on the Carlton side today. Never puts in a bad one, does he? Bruce Dool. Glendenning and McClure. Chance for Wayne Schimmelbusch. Gets away from Malin. He started the game on the opposite side of the ground. Fisted forward by Dempsey. Perovic gets away from Murphy, but a high kick to Perovic only travels to the centre of the ground. McClure again. Not clear. Here's a chance for Wilson. Wilson running from left half forward, shoots out the hand pass, gives it to John Byrne. Byrne fires at goals, it's on its way and is through. North Melbourne's third goal, John Byrne's first, and on 7's big lead the score. North Melbourne 3-5-23, Carlton 3 behind, 3 points. That was a much better kick move.
Yes.
Very good kick from Byrne.
And when you go through the best players, there's no doubt that they're certainly all on North Melbourne's side at the moment, except for about 2 or 3 Carlton players, Pete.
25 minutes have gone in the first quarter. Knocked away by Dempsey. Jarrett tries to get it clear of the centre. Wilson succeeds. Underneath the ball is Reeves and Heath, but it's taken by Perovic. Perovic from left half back decides to go for a run. He's well shepherded by Malin. Behind Daryl Schimmelbusch. Off the top of the head, soccer tactics. Here's Glendinning burning at half-back. Mackay's been starved so far. Montgomery in front of Johnston. Taps the ball over the line, throw in.
Out of bounds. I noticed they've got Daryl Schimmelbusch down there on the back line, picking up one of the smaller players they change as Rovers, because he can get around as quickly as they can. Ball knocked out that time, and a free kick against Dempsey, even though he got the knockout. Free kick to go to Fitzpatrick. Really a line ball between these two so far, but as I said before, North have certainly got the better group of players so far in the match. Up it goes to Jones. He flew up too early that time, and down it comes to Keith Big. He and Francis having a great battle, but Greg on top. He gets away from Francis, picks it up nicely. Beautiful hand pass back there to David Dent. Beautiful football on the part of Greg, and a good mark taken here by Murphy. Well smothered by Dill. He never gives up this guy. A hand pass coming over the shoulder, a bad one, but picked up nicely by Johnson. Driven up there towards Big Jones. At the back is Sutton. Pushed out by Sutton again. Going after it now is Young on the boundary line, but he's forced into error that time by Montgomery, and the ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds in the forward pocket position, about 25 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're yet to score one at the moment. Mackay, and there's also Dempsey over the top of Jones. Back to Ashman. Little Daryl Schimmelbusch playing down there in defence. Gets the ball, but it's finally kicked back by Ashman. He's going to have a fight now. That's the second time he's had a bit of a go, young Schimmelbusch. Actually, they put him into the fence, I think, and he wasn't too happy about that, Ashman. So the umpire said it's out of bounds, and it'll be a penalty free kick down there to North Melbourne.
I don't think I'd be too happy either.
What's happening here? I think it'll be up the field. Yes, it's still Sutton's free kick down there in the back pocket. 27 minutes gone. And, of course, this quarter will possibly go about 29 minutes.
No, going a boundary throw-in.
He's going to say it's a throw-in. So it's a throw-in from about 30 metres around. Knocked out by Jones. Back it goes, but there's Glendinning again. By golly, this back line stood up well this quarter. Back she goes to Mangles, and North Melbourne's best player so far. He played a great game. And a lovely hand pass. Intelligent one up there to Boyce. Up towards Kerry. Good in the front. Punched away again by North Melbourne's Carlton's Fitzpatrick. Towards the forward pocket. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds about 15 metres around from the Carlton. I'll get this right in a moment. North Melbourne goal. 3-5-23 North Melbourne. The Carlton 3 points only. There's Fitzpatrick on the screen. He'll be against Dempsey again. There's the siren for the end of the quarter, a 28.5 minute. And at quarter time we see North Melbourne 3-5-23 to Carlton 3 points only.
North Melbourne leading 3-5 to Carlton's 3 points. Dempsey. McCann knocks it further on towards half forward, picked up by Wayne Schimmelbusch, who's grabbed, loses the ball too high. Free kick to Schimmelbusch at centre half forward now for North Melbourne, and he'll put the Kangaroos into attack again. Possibly kicking to the end, not favoured by this very slight breeze. Don't think it'll make too much difference. There's a beautiful high mark to Kerry Good, but he didn't pay it. By gee, he got off the ground. Reeves. Knocked away by Jarrett. Looking for a free kick. That was Murphy. In comes Jarrett again. He'll snap for goal from the boundary line in towards full forward. Armstrong for Carlton should be able to clear. A hurried hand passes to Ashman. Another hand pass taken by Klopp. Klopp now straight down the ground, but Dempsey's there. Big hands go up. Did he take the grab or didn't he? Picked up by Stephen Ick, but the umpire has played it on the shoulder. Gary Dempsey with the free kick at centre field gets the hand pass to Glendinning. Kick number 7. Perovic, centre half back. One of Carlton's good defenders today, wide towards the flank. Underneath is Johnston, knocks the ball away from Mick. Comes to Johnson again. And Johnson now driving Carlton into attack with a mammoth kick up towards full forward. Looks for Mackay, who seems to have been moved down there. It's on the shoulder, I think, to North Melbourne's David Dench. Then short towards the pocket, sees Keith Gregg, and Gregg's away. He certainly had the wood on Francis in the first quarter. Dempsey and Jones. Dempsey from behind. Couldn't take it at about the third chance. I think we'll see a ball up here to take place on the centre wing.
Ball up there on the centre wing position. Jones on the ball against Dempsey. Dempsey gets the knockout. A good one towards Wilson. He overruns the ball. There's Ick rushing his way through the pack, and good play as he goes for a long kick. Down there towards Kerry. Good the pack fly. Who's first to recover? They're pouncing on the ball. That's Heath there for Carlton. And the umpire will ball it up in the forward pocket position for North Melbourne, about 10 metres out from their goal. Well, Carlton have got the job ahead of them at the moment, yet to score a goal. Heath taps it down nicely to Austin. The ball driven back there towards Mayland and Schimmelbusch getting the better of Mayland. He's played very well indeed. As a matter of fact, North Melbourne have a lot better players than Carlton at the moment. The ball back there towards the full forward zone. Coming across that time was the big fella Perovic, couldn't hold the mark, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 15 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. They're 3 goals, 5 to Carlton, 3 points only, with no goal on the board as yet. McCann taps it down. There's a chance for Jarrett. He can't get out. They're all having a bounce on it. Bridus is trying to get it out, but finally Mayland gets a hand pass out there to Armstrong on the boundary line. His kick is smothered, doesn't travel any distance at all. Dill going after it. Hooks the ball back there towards Mangels and Wilson. Wilson, a beautiful mark. Outmanoeuvred him completely. Beautiful mark, and a short pass out there to McCann, who grabs the mark. Perovic on the scene too late. And McCann's about 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. And McCann's yet to score a goal. He's kicked woefully in that first quarter, but 2 points and 2 out of bounds. Of course, he's played very well indeed. He and Perovic having a great battle. Taking a couple of good marks, and that was one of them. Kick by McCann is a long one. It's getting a bit of distance. Is it around enough? I think it might be. Oh, marked on the line. What a beautiful mark down there to big Heath, who's played very well indeed for Carlton so far. Kevin Heath with the ball down there at full back. With something in his eye. Pretty good crowd here today, around about the 28,000 mark, I would say. The ball back into play again. There's McClure coming well down. Schimmelbusch again. Hand pass out to Wilson, a very good play. Out it goes to Byrne. He's collared, he loses it. Then goes Aspin. He can't got one in the back. And the umpire's going to play a free kick to Aspin down there in the back pocket position.
Aspin driving Carlton towards their centre wing position, which at the moment is vacant. That was Stephen Ick. Dummies well. Over towards Wayne Schimmelbusch. He's looking at the umpire for a free kick, but it wasn't on. Mangel's got a push in the back. Ridden into the ground. Has the ball underneath him. But the umpire has decided to ball it up. Breeze picking up just a little bit too from the northeast. Jet Dempsey over the top, taken by Michael Young. Young's kick is a high one though, not much distance in that. A chance for Carlton here to go forward, but here's Glendinning, kick number 8 for him. Oh, he nearly knocked John Byrne over with that pass.
He meant the pass for Wilson incidentally too.
That's why he nearly knocked him over. Byrne, who kicked a beautiful goal in the first quarter. Up was Tom. Bridus is there likewise. Towards half forward, Perovic and McCann. McCann picks it up well, looks for someone to give it to, decides to kick it himself. Kicks it short. Francis is bundled out of the way. Out comes Armstrong. Reeves to Boyce. Boyce in towards full forward. Knocked away. Over the head of Perovic. A bad kick on that occasion. Gives the chance down there to Wilson again. North Melbourne's best player probably. Very close to the boundary line. He's right there with him. He beats Mangels as well. Short in towards half forward. A chance for Byrne and or Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch gets met very heavily. Carlton clear the ball now out towards the half back line. McClure looking for a free kick. That's going Glendinning's way. Against McClure. Glendinning, long kick towards centre half forward. He flies again. A real scramble, pushing the back, says the umpire. It's going to be a free kick to North Melbourne to be taken by Bridus against Plomp. Bridus has already kicked 2 goals, both of those in the first quarter. One of them was off the ground. Bridus is 40 metres out, the angle you can see. A chance to bring up North Melbourne's 4th goal. He comes in. Looks pretty good from here. It's 4 points. Bridus' 3rd goal, North Melbourne's 4th. The Kangaroos to 4-5-29. Carlton 3 behind, 3 points.
And we're, 6.5 minutes into the second quarter, and Carlton yet to score a goal. So it's a blue day for the Carlton side at the moment. So we're back to the centre now. Carlton really in the hot seat. It'll be Jones against Dempsey. Back it goes towards Dempsey. He's got the sit and goes for a big punch down there towards centre half forward. Perovic couldn't pick it up. There's Wilson going after it again. He's been a darn good player. Finally going after it now is Buckley. Finally picked up again by Buckley. Not a very good kick. Carlton are kicking badly at the moment as Montgomery turned beautifully away from Malin and boots the ball back towards centre half forward. A chance for Klomp to mark. He dropped it again. They're making mistakes galore at the moment, Carlton. In goes Perovic, and finally backing up there is Mansell. He's down. And that North Melbourne side's not begging any pardons at the moment as the ball goes back there to Byrne. He cops one from Klomp, but he maintains his balance. He kicks it off the ground back there towards Armstrong. He can't pick it up either. And finally the ball picked up by Murphy. A beautiful hand pass to Boyce. Up it goes there. He's got it. Kerry good. He was too in a better position that time. That's not good, I should.
Patrick in front, knocks it down to Mackay. Glendinning beats him to it though. Ashman tries to snap for goal, picked up by John Byrne and cleared towards the outer side of the ground. Greg and Francis, and Greg yet again in front and takes the mark. Keith Greg looks for Schimmelbusch, Darryl Schimmelbusch. He takes the mark in front of Kenny Sheldon. Gets it over towards Darryl Sutton. Sutton high towards the left half forward position looking for Boyce. Over the top, though, is Klomp. It's not a mark paid by the umpire. And Klomp up towards Young. He's got to play that one, and Young will go back for the kick. Now he's off. Play on, says the umpire. Michael Young, the Carlton ruck rover. Short towards centre half forward. Mackay, first mark for the day for him. Mackay could kick this. As we see Marku waiting to come on the ground, I think it is. Mackay, 55 metres out. A chance for Carlton's first goal. Ball on its way. It's a goal. Carlton's first. And a badly needed one to take Carlton to 139. North Melbourne 5-5, 35.
Well, I noticed that Marku's coming on the ground, replacing a big fella in Warren Jones. So Carlton are trying to get a few of their small men back into the game again by bringing another smaller player on. Fitzpatrick now going into the ruck. Marku's gone down to the forward line. I think most of this season he's played his football down there in the back pocket.
Done pretty well too.
He's a pretty quick sort of a player, so they're trying to give him a bit of pace around that forward line. Up it goes now. Fitzpatrick with a good left-hander down there towards... oh, he got one on the back. Umpire said play on. And Glendinning goes down, gets a tap over to Byrne. And Byrne now drives North Melbourne back into attack again. Up they all fly. Well, that was young Reeves getting up high again, but finally picked up this time by Austin. Lilly went for a hand pass, decided to go for a kick out there towards Francis and Greg. And McHugh's grab would have to get a free kick against Greg that time, and he takes the free kick out there on the wing position. Marku just on the ground in that interchange move, as you saw on the screen just a moment ago. Kick by Marku is not a good one. It's actually off the side of his boot. Mackay there, punched away by Dents. Down it comes to France with between his legs, spinning out the pack is Sheldon. He's got a fresh air shot and well backed up by Montgomery. That's what they've been doing all day, this back line. Back it goes towards the centre of the ground. Knocked out that time by McCann over the Boyce, but he recovers it again. A little bit hesitant, finally gets a kick up there towards the full forward position. Reeves coming in, goes for the punch, pushed out by Austin. Arnold Bryce already kicked 3 goals, is grabbed going for goal number 4. Grabbed on the line that time by Austin, he's collared. It finally comes back and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position. Out of bounds in that forward pocket position for North Melbourne, about 10 metres around from their goal. Coming across is Fitzpatrick. He gets the knockout. A good one over to Young. Another one back there to Perovic at half back. Another hand pass, and it's Armstrong. Booting it out wide, looking for a lead, but it's a bad kick. A chance for Dent. He went for the punch, played it the safe way at Marlon. Godiva runs the ball. He's grabbed. He's out now. A hand pass back to Marcoux. They're messing about a bit as Armstrong finally drives it down there, looking for Mackay in front. Got under the ball. There's a chance now for Jarrett. They're backing up well, that North Melbourne defence. A hand pass to Simmerbush, and away he goes. A short pass to his brother. He's got it. Then he fumbles it. He's got time to recover. He gets clear. And Kelly's pushed after he got the ball, or after he kicked it. There'll be a penalty free kick down there to Tanner at half forward for North Melbourne. They're making a lot of mistakes, Carlton. That's desperation and frustration.
And the brother comes in to back him up. Big brother.
Short pass coming across there to McCann. He's left unattended. And he'd be about 50 metres out from goal. This will be a difficult shot for McCann, but when he does get on him, he certainly covers plenty of distance. The kick by McCann. It's a good long one. And by golly, nearly made the distance. It actually did make the distance, but a little bit off target and through for 1 point. So North Melbourne go to 5 goals, 6-36 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3, 9 points at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter.
Carlton still with that solitary goal on the board, which came up at the 9-minute mark. Perovic, plenty of opposition. Dool comes in to lend assistance, out of bounds. It's a very big crowd, very pro-North Melbourne, although they seem to be from our position here. Up was Fitzpatrick, down to Young. Young right on the boundary line. Not a good left footer. Knocked away by Glendinning from McClure. Francis to that same player. McClure down towards full forward. Sutton's there. Sutton to Jarrett. It's a good combination today. Dench. Sorry, I left him out. He'd like to kick a goal. He has done before from full back. He's not going to this time. Short pass to Murphy was just a little bit too strong and gave Plump a chance. Young. Right in the centre is Michael Young. That's a long kick from him too. Behind is Mackay. Could take the grab if he gets it now. He can't. Here's Johnston. Slips over at the crucial moment. Well smothered by Stephen Ick. Would be a ball up. They can't get it out of that pack. Here's Johnston again with another chance. Ick's also there. He'll let it go out of bounds, I think. Johnston bundles him over the boundary line. Free kick. Free kick to Stephen Ick at left half back. And by gee, this North Melbourne defence today is rock-like. And we see Shane Bond warming up on the boundary line for North Melbourne too as Ick takes the free kick. Centre wing. Almost a one-hander to Fitzpatrick. They're pretty hard to take that day, but Big Fitzy's come out of it with a free kick. Carlton could certainly do with some of those kicks, not just free ones. He's got a 15-metre penalty too. This brings him almost up to the half-forward flank, and it's a good kick too from the Carlton skipper. Looks for Mackay. He can't take it. McClure's there. Free kick though, going to Carlton for a nudge out when the ball wasn't within 5 metres, and it will go to David Mackay. And Mackay has been their only goal scorer so far. He kicked that one from the centre square pretty well. Murphy coming off and Bond on as Mackay goes back to the kick. Mackay 30 metres out, a slight angle, no trouble with the distance. In he comes now. 4 points. So Carlton take their score to 2-3-15, still trailing North Melbourne 5-6, 36.
Well, 21 points the difference. Their score looking a little bit better. Francis coming off the ground for Carlton.
He's been given a hiding,
well,
hasn't he?
yes, Greg well on top of him. Changing side, but very wisely, they've put Greg on there with him. So wherever Francis goes today, Greg will follow him around. But Greg's been a very effective player, but they've had plenty of good players today, North Melbourne. Here we go, back again. 21 points the difference. Carlton getting their first goal at the 9-minute mark of their second quarter, and their second goal at the 16-minute mark. So back to Greg again, trying to get it clear. He's pushed out of position, but he won't give up. Kicked off the ground by Fitzpatrick, finally picked up by Montgomery. Back it goes there. Oh, nearly a mark to Briders. He's going to pay it. Arnold Briders, he's kicked 3 goals up to this stage of the match out of North Melbourne's 5. A dangerous forward. Up it goes now. At the back is Klomp. The big punch from Klomp back here towards Perovic. He's in a bit of trouble here, but he's finally got it out in a good hand pass coming over to Manjels. Manjels gets the ball back out there towards the wing position. It beats Greg and Francis. It's out of bounds. 16 and a half minutes gone of the second quarter, and North Melbourne 36 points to Carlton 15 points. Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Bit of a backhander from Fitzpatrick that time. I think the umpire spotted it, Dempsey. They're doing a pretty good job, these two umpires. 15-metre penalty. This brings Dempsey right down to the half-forward line now, and he could lob this right in the goal square because his kicking has certainly improved this year. It's a better one by Dempsey. Right up there towards the Reeves coming out, flying high. Got his hands, but he's got the mark. A beautiful mark. Reeves already kicked one goal up to this stage of the match, and a good chance for number 2 because he's only about 35 metres out. You can see the goals there in the background on a slight angle, but not a difficult shot really. This is the son of the North Melbourne ruckman, the late John Reeves. It's coming around nicely. It'll be right through the middle, I would say. A beautiful goal by the young fella. So North Melbourne are now 6 goals, 6:42. The Carlton 2 goals, 3:15 at the 18-minute mark of the second quarter.
Reeves came on to replace Blighty in Sydney and kicked a couple of goals against Footscray late in the final term, and he already has 2 to his credit today. He's quite a good prospect at full forward. 18 minutes into the second quarter. Knocked down by Fitzpatrick, looking for Armstrong, but Wilson intercepts. Wilson to the half-forward line, looking for Brighters down there. He can't do much with it, though. In fact, he overran the ball. Dool with the chance to Perovic. Big Perovic from centre-half back, and a good kick, too. Glendinning couldn't take the mark. Comes to Wayne Schimmelbusch. Short towards Francis, and Francis long towards the forward pocket, looking for Mackay. It's got plenty of height for him. It's knocked away, though, by Darryl Sutton for North Melbourne, and the throw-in will ensue. That throw-in will take place only a few metres from the goals, about 15 metres from the behind post. 2-3 to 6-6, North Melbourne leading. Could it be Carlton's first defeat for the year? Mackay will contest with Dempsey. Dempsey got that one down. Johnston, well shepherded, snaps for goal. It's on its way, going very, very close, and is through.
What a magnificent goal, Peter.
Wasn't it what? He was well shepherded, almost seemed to have plenty of time there, and the way he got boot to ball was a classic example of snapping for goal. Great shot to bring Carlton to 3-3-21, North Melbourne 6-6-42.
Well, it just proves one thing too, Pete, that you can't let those little fellas get away for one moment. It means that the North Melbourne defence have got to concentrate for the entire game.
19 and a half minutes into the second quarter, Carlton looking a little bit better. Down towards Armstrong. He's done better since he's been moved up to the ball from the back pocket in the first quarter. Jarrett almost threw that out. Malin gives it in turn over to Ashman. Ashman with a long kick up towards full forward. It's going goalwards. Hit the post. Bad luck for Carlton. The goal there would have been very useful, as it was. The behind takes them to 3 goals, 4-22. North Melbourne 6-6-42. They trail by 20 points.
And out towards the forward pocket, a hand pass from Wayne Schimmelbusch back there to Sutton. A very solid player for North Melbourne. Back she goes out towards the wing position, coming out as Klomp. He and Boyce having a battle now. It's kicked around by Klomp, but he's put it out of bounds. So it'll be a penalty-free kick out there at half-back to North Melbourne. They're 42 points to Carlton, 22 points at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Ball back into play over to Glendinning, another good player at centre-half back today. He's had the better of McClure. Wilson's juggled that one. Armstrong's there. He got one in the back. Was held on to when he didn't have the ball. He'll take the free kick. A little short of centre-half back up towards the centre field position. Kick by Armstrong. Looking out there for McClure, but beaten pointless that time by Ick, and Ick goes over. Dench off the ground. As the ball comes back now to Wilson. Taps it over nicely to Boyce, and he picks it up like a champion. Has a pot shot for goal. Back it goes. They're all flying. Reeves got his hands for trying to juggle the mark, but that time he couldn't grab it. So it's out of bounds in the forward pocket. North Melbourne. Yeah, Dench is limping bad. Let's hope it's not that bad knee of his, because he's had a lot of trouble with it. Bad luck. A great champion, this fellow. And he's limping bad. I think he'd be off for the rest of the day, I'd say. Ball down there in the forward pocket. A scrimmage developing, and they're all having a bit of a dip to try and get out. And Fitzpatrick's there too with the ball, but the umpire will ball it up. Still in the forward pocket position for North Melbourne. Well, let's hope that Dents is not seriously hurt. Knocked out by McCann. Still a battle going on there. That's Wayne Schimmelbusch having a bit of a go to try and... No, it was Bond, I should say. The ball finally picked up and driven out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in. Dempsey's Dents has gone up the race, so I'd say it may be curtain for him today. There's good piece of play by Fitzpatrick. Gets it over to Mangles. Mangles drives it back towards centre field. Going at the back there is little fella, but he's not big enough. Picked up by McClure. It's a hurried kick down towards centre half forward. Marquez showing a bit of pace. Can he get away from his opponent this time? Well, on his tail there we see is Good playing down there in defence. Picked up by Greg. That's the backing up of North Melbourne, but he's put it out of bounds. And it'll be a penalty free kick to Francis out there on the wing position. They certainly back up well, that defence today of North Melbourne's.
Rock solid, isn't it?
Short pass over to McClure. McClure will go for the long kick. He better hurry up and kick it. He's in a bit of trouble. He gets around. His opponent will have a pot shot for goal, but it's not long enough, I don't think. Mackay against two. And grabbed right on the line by that ever-reliable player, Darryl Sutton, down there at full-back.
Certainly is ever-reliable. Good choice of words. He can play well anywhere.
That's the Collingwood Tech education, Peter.
Is that what it is? If you can outmark David Mackay, you're not doing too badly, are you? Jarrett. Back to Sutton. Sutton now with a long clearing kick out towards centre wing. McClure contesting there. It goes to Mayon. Back towards Ashman, who hasn't been a star today. Ashman up towards full forward. Dempsey had the big leap. Snap for goal by Johnston, and he has put it through for full points. That's Johnston's second goal. And Carlton, as I said before, looking a little bit better and coming closer. Now trailing by 14 points. North Melbourne 6-6-42. Carlton 4-4-28.
Well, he's been cramped out of the game a bit, but he's a very exciting player. Once he gets loose, he certainly knows where the goals are. As I said before, the Carlton little men can be very dangerous. You've got to concentrate on them all the time, not just for 5 or 10 minutes, the entire 100 minutes of a game. And if the North Melbourne defence relax, they're in trouble.
23 minutes into the first quarter. Perce Jones obviously looking a little bit happier. Byrne knocks the ball wide towards the flank. Bonds there, gets bowled over by Klomp. Gives the chance to Michael Young to pick up the ball for Carlton. Young from right half-back. Oh, the high leaper was Xavier Tanner. I don't know whether there's a free kick. There is. It will be against Tanner, of course, for in the back. And the free kick will go Carlton's way to Alex Marcoux. Between wing and centre half forward. And the kick dropping a little bit short too. Dempsey tries to fist it away from Mackay. Sutton getting fist to ball. Now towards Ashman. Ashman's got to turn around and give it to somebody. Sees Mayman, who takes the mark. Just 10 metres too.
Barely.
He's right on the point of the square. In he comes. 55 to 60 metres out. Will land in the 10-metre square looking for Mackay. Sutton knocks it away from him. Jimmy Buckley shoots and has put it through. And Carlton sneaking up on North Melbourne now. Buckley's first goal, the scores on 7 big lead. North 6-6-42, Carlton 5-4-34.
24 minutes gone of the second quarter, and Carlton looking a lot better. I'll tell you what, Stephen Ick wasn't too happy about that. He said that he touched that. He didn't have to convince the Carlton players. It was the umpire that he had to convince. So it's back to the centre now. And as Peter said before, Carlton playing a lot better, and those little men are getting dangerous. Buckley kicking that goal, and the last one before that was came from Johnson. So Barassi's down on the fence, probably waiting to go up on the ground. We're back to the centre again. It'll be Fitzpatrick doing pretty well on the ruck. Goes for the grab, he's clear. Left foot kick back there towards the half-forward line. And a mark to Sheldon. Quickly plays on. The umpire must have called play on. Then coming out there is Glenn Denning, playing very well at centre half-back. Goes for a long kick. It's a good one too. And he's found Wilson right on the boundary line. That's his 5th mark for the day so far. Short pass over to Greg. Now North Melbourne getting their game going. And it's Byrne driving it up there towards the full forward position. Up they go, and a beautiful mark to McCann. Oh, golly, this fella's a great player too. They play him at centre half back. They play him at centre half forward. They play him full back. They play him in the ruck. And that's mark number 6 to McCann so far. And we've played 26 minutes of this second quarter. Perovic hasn't played a bad game, but his job is to stop this fellow at centre half forward. And I would say that he's winning hands down. And had he kicked straight in the early part of the match, he could have had 5 goals on the board. There's the kick by McCann. It's right. Oh, it's fared off. It may be a point. 1 point. He's having a dirty day with the boot. Look, he's not happy about it at all. So 26 and a half minutes gone of the second quarter. And North Melbourne 6 goals, 7-43. Leading Carlton by 9 points, 5-4-34 as we wait for the ball to come back into play. It's Heath driving it out to that half-back line. This is developing into a pretty good game. Up they all go. Punched away actually by Dool that time. There's a chance now for Jarrett. In goes Young, but picked up well by Ashman. He backed up very good indeed that time. Over to Armstrong, down towards Mackay. They all have a go. It's dangerous now. There's Johnson for goal number 3. He's put it through. I told you about these guys. You can't let them get going for 1 second, these little fellas, and they put you to pieces.
Those 3 goals he has kicked, Lou, have all been magnificent snapshots.
That's right, and of course Buckley got the one in between, so it's 6-7-43 North Melbourne to Carlton 6-4-40. It's anybody's game now. The Blues well back in this match. Jones would look a lot happier and would feel a lot happier, I would say. There he is on the screen, Percy Jones.
27 minutes into the second quarter. Carlton this term have added 6 goals. North Melbourne, on the other hand, have added 3. It's Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got it out, but it's intercepted by Brian Wilson. Wilson up towards full forward. There's almost a mark to good, but it wasn't paid. He picks the ball up on the run, shoots it, goal. There's the reply for North Melbourne. What a game. Good first goal.
Thank heavens.
7-7-49 North Melbourne. Carlton 6-4, 40 points. And what a quarter of football. First one team and then the other. But Carlton do look just that little bit better. Let's see if North Melbourne can get another one there. But Carlton's small men this quarter have certainly fired. 28 minutes gone in the second term. Dempsey out towards Armstrong. Good soccer tactics by Fitzpatrick, but it didn't get the ball clear to McClure. He's having all sorts of trouble. Here's Wilson again. Oh, gee, he's a busy player. Gets ridden into the ground, and that's just how umpires saw it. Jimmy Buckley doesn't agree, and so he's got 15 metres. Wasn't too smart, Jim. Wilson with that 15-metre penalty up towards half forward. There, 2 of them had the grab there. Who's got it? Good? No, Dool. North fans not happy, predictably. Austin to Young. Young short towards the centre, sees the skipper. He'll be right for the game next week.
Played very well.
Long kick by Fitzpatrick up towards full forward, punched away from Mackay by Sutton. Ball out towards half forward. Ashman, a chance for a snapshot. He's off target though, and that's out of bounds on the full. And the penalty free kick will take place 29 minutes into the quarter, right next to the point post.
Now let it Sutton to take that penalty free kick for North Melbourne. 9 points the difference in favour of the Kangaroos. Ball back up there towards the half-back line. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey having a great battle. This time it's Dempsey to take the mark. That was a good, strong mark by Dempsey. But I would say up to this stage of the match that Fitzpatrick would be just a little bit in front. Out they go towards McCann and Perovic. I think the umpire's going to play the mark to Perovic. No doubt about that. Not have played that. But McCann, I would say, has been on top of him. That he's played a fairly good game. The ball back out there towards that back pocket position. A chance now to break clear as Mark Curley was grabbed. Didn't have the ball. They're grabbing him left and right now. The umpire's going to ball it up in the forward pocket. Ashburn was grabbed. I felt that he didn't have the ball that time, and he's saying the same thing. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey again. Grabbed by Moore, tapped out by Mackay. Hick trying to get clear. He's on the boundary line. Gets a hand pass out to Wayne Simmerbush. He's clear of Malin. Finally boots the ball back around the wing position. Coming out to meet it is Klomp. It bounces right for him too. Oh, shocking kick. But luckily for him, Armstrong's there. He's grabbed. He's lost the ball and holding the ball against him. That was bad play on the part of Klomp. Put poor Armstrong under pressure right from the word go.
Siren's gone.
There's the siren for the end of the second quarter. And at half-time, we see North Melbourne 7-7-49 to Carlton 6 goals, 4-40.
Well, Carlton that quarter kicked 6 goals, 1. Very good kicking. North Melbourne, on the other hand, added 4 goals, 2. A very even quarter, but Carlton, one sort of felt were gradually getting on top of North Melbourne, although it's still anybody's match. Not too much the difference at half-time. 9 points between these two very, very good sides, and of course anything can happen in the second half.
Well, I was thinking that way too, Peter, and what made the difference, of course, was Johnson breaking clear. He's kicked 3 goals for the match, and Buckley getting 1.
Mark played well.
Yeah, that's right. And I just feel that their little men were starting to get look a little bit dangerous, and that's the thing that North Melbourne can't let happen here today, because they have been the secret of Carlton's winning success this year, winning 5 straight games. And when they were well held in that first quarter and a half, well, Carlton didn't look half as good as they have been for the first 5 matches of the year. And North Melbourne have had some very good players, particularly in defence. Glenn Denning's been a very good player. Sutton, And it was certainly bad luck that North Melbourne had to lose David Dent in that quarter, because he played a pretty solid game. Montgomery's been a player that's backed up well. Yet the North Melbourne defence in the first half of the game, or the first quarter and a half, were attacking more than the Carlton defence was. Even though the Carlton defence was playing well, they weren't penetrating nearly as much. Even though Dool and Klopp and those guys were getting kicks, they were putting other players under pressure, like we saw Klopp give that hand pass to Armstrong. He had no possible hope in the world of kicking that ball, because he was grabbed immediately. On the other hand, when Glendinning gets it, on the other backman for North Melbourne, they're driving it well down. And it was a pretty smart move on the part of Barassi to leave young Schimmelbusch and a couple of their smaller men changing down there on the back line on the Carlton smaller men. But whether they can keep the pressure up, well, only time will tell. 9 points the difference. Still anybody's game, and as we've always said in these telecasts, the third quarter, particularly in these top games, is the vital one. Now, if North Melbourne can't get away to a brick break in this third quarter, I would say that Carlton could possibly wear them down.
Goal kickers in the match to date. Brighters has 3 for North Melbourne. Good has 1, Byrne 1 and Reeves 2. And for Carlton, their goals have been kicked by Johnston 3 beautiful snapshots, Buckley 1 and Mackay 2. We'll take this break from the North Melbourne ground, back here for the second half in about 15 minutes time. Eight goals, 3. The ball bouncing off his shin over the boundary line to be thrown back into play. Very big crowd here today, between 28 and 30,000. North Melbourne leading by 9 points at half-time. Dempsey knocks it down in front of him and further. Another chance for Young. Again, though, the ball over the boundary line and will be thrown into play. 30 seconds gone in the third quarter. As we wait to throw in once more. Jones and Dempsey picked up by Young. He gets ridden into the ground, might be a little bit too high, and the free kick going North Melbourne's way. Dent back on the ground, gets caught with the ball. Johnston.
Free kick behind the man.
A little bit lucky there, I think, David.
I reckon, Peter.
As I said, back on the ground. He left the field in the second quarter, seemingly to be limping rather badly, but has taken his place again on the field. That's good news for North Melbourne. Up towards half forward. McCann can't get his hands on that one. Sheldon. High back towards Young. Yet another touch for the term. And he takes the safe mark. Michael Young. Carlton ruck rover at centre half back. He's gone for a short pass to Sheldon. That's okay. Sheldon's on his own. He'll go for the long kick. That he does. Up towards full forward. No mark paid their play on, says the umpire. Snapshot for goal by Mark, who looks okay. 1 point. So that makes the difference now 8 points. North Melbourne 7-7-49, Carlton 6-5-41.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Carlton played a lot better in the second quarter after having a shocking first quarter. I think they scored their first goal 9 minutes into the second quarter, but looking a lot better. Up as the back, finally a quick kick back there by Johnson. Chance for Young, an open goal, fires. Won't come around enough. Another point, so it's 7 points the difference. Carlton really bombarding the goals this quarter. And they've been kicking to the end that is not really favoured by the breeze. Going off the mark that time as Glendinning got a good run around there and boots the ball around towards the wing position. Up gets Brighters, punched away by Dool at the hands of Montgomery. Over to Daryl Schimmelbusch. He's grabbed, but not a very good kick. Klopp having a battle there with Boyce, but the umpire's going to ball it up on the edge of the square out towards the wing position. 7 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Punched away that time by Dempsey. Back it goes to Ashford. A soccer job that time. A Stanley Matthews one. And Daryl Schimmelbusch takes the mark out there on the wing position. He's a real battler, this little guy. In a bit of trouble here, but he spins away beautifully away from his opponent that time to get the ball down towards Dool. He flies, goes for the punch out. Well pounced on by Jarrett, who goes for a long kick down there towards Reeves. And Heath having a great battle. It's finally tapped over, going towards the thing. It's finally forced through by Austin that time for a point. So it's 8 points the difference now in favour of North Melbourne. 7 goals, 8... 7 goals, 8 they are, 50 to 6 goals, 6-42 Carlton. Now towards that half back line in front there. This Perovic punched away by McCann, got one in the eye. Finally picked up by Malin, driven around the wing position. Will be out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick to go to David Dent down there on the wing position for North Melbourne. Peter said before, David Dent's left the ground in the second quarter and looked pretty bad, but he's okay now. Up they go. There's a chance now for Tanner to pick out. He overruns the Boyce overrunner, picked up by Tanner. Hurried kick back towards the boundary line, towards the forward pocket. Well scooped in that time by Rouge, but it's still out of bounds. 4 minutes gone. Neither side yet scoring a goal in this first 4 minutes of the third quarter. Coming in as Jones grabbed the ball, showed a bit of strength, then lost it. Picked up by Mangels. The ball driven back towards the half-back line. As a chance for Byrne on his own to take an easy mark. Dempsey giving the run on. He said, go for the run because there's no one there. And he goes for a long kick. And it is a long kick to the full forward zone. They all fly. Brightus got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. They're all pouncing. And Dill trying to break clear. Finally gets a hurried kick and the ball is out of bounds. That was real strength on the part of the flying doormat that time. You could say he brushed them all off. They certainly didn't wipe their feet on him that time. And for the ball to come back into play. Knocked out by Jones again. It's a long knockout. It'll go to the boundary line and out of bounds. This time it's about 35 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
5 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Perovic in ruck. Tanner. He's scooped out, almost thrown out towards Boyce. And young Reeves can come back. I'm not going to shot that easy, surely, against the Carlton defence. It's a ball up about 30 metres out from the goal mouth. Perovic again in ruck with Reeves. Picked up by Reeves, doesn't get it too far. Young's playing well this quarter. Had a slow first quarter, played well in the second, and so far doing well in the third. Sheldon towards centre field. Short towards Jones. He couldn't get down to take the mark. Hand pass comes out to Byrne from Dent, but it's intercepted for Carlton down there. That was by Francis. He gives it over towards Mackay. Mackay with a long kick up towards the centre-half forward position. Glendinning with the big fist. Buckley lines up the goals from 30 metres out. Off target, and it just gets in for one behind. So the scores: Sevens big league, 7-8-50 North Melbourne. Carlton 6-7-43. The difference is 7 points. The ball back into play out towards Wilson. Got up high to try and take the mark over the top of Greg. Not successful. The dual Brownlow medalist gets away from Francis. Jarrett. Beautiful kick by Jarrett. Plenty of distance in that. Boys went up high from behind, tried the punch. Here's a go for North Melbourne now as Brightus races in towards goals. He's already kicked three. Mangels has caught him beautifully. That was a superb tackle to be put down under copy. He really dragged him to the ground. Wilson. He's playing well, probably best on the ground. Long hand pass. Gets it out towards Dent, but he couldn't do much with it. Here's Daryl Schimmelbusch looking for a free kick. He didn't have the ball. He gets rid of it quickly. Wilson again. Looks for Schimmelbusch. Can't find him this time, but he does find Bond. Bond high towards the forward pocket. No mark paid there. Austin tries to go through, didn't have the ball. Carlton fans claiming a free kick. The umpire's not having any of it. It's going to be a ball up. And it'll take place about 30 metres from the goal.
Well, a chance for North Melbourne to score. There's 7 points in front at the moment, the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. Picked up by Byrne, a hurried snapshot for goal, but he's off target and put it out of bounds. So a penalty free kick to go to Rod on.
dead minutes gone.
There's Stephen Nick with the blood nose.
11.5 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Knocked down by Dempsey with a backhander. Wayne Schimmelbusch. Johnston has already kicked 3 beautiful goals for Carlton. Down towards half forward and Mark the Dench. By gee, they need him. Now towards Johnston again, but Wilson was the high flyer over the top of him. Push in the back, it'll be Johnston's free kick. Johnston's at right half back, and now he has to play on. Delivers it to Mackay at half forward, but he couldn't get there from Dench. It's picked up by Ken Montgomery. Back towards Bond. Over the top was Manjels and flattened him. He'll get a free kick, Shane Bond. It's a little bit like Alan Jarrett at a distance too. Half forward, off the hands of Reeves. Austin's there. Dool, Byrne, drops the ball. Yes. Well, umpire saws. He's right on the job. And a 15-metre penalty. And we see Brown just about to come on for Carlton too. He played well here in the last North Carlton game here at Arden Street before he had to leave the field. Montgomery. Ken Montgomery's at right half back for North Melbourne. Stalwart in defence for the Kangaroos today. They've had many stars down there. McCann. How many marks has he had today? Let's take a check on it. 7 marks. The kick straight. North would be streets ahead. Look at that kick though. That's a beauty. Down towards the full forward position. Heath underneath the ball. Taken away by Boys. Could he make it? Another one. Steps truly. It looks okay. Boys' second goal in the space of about 2.5 minutes. And both very, very similar, weren't they? He took that off the top of the pack as well. North Melbourne 9-9-63. Carlton 6-7-43.
Well, North Melbourne starting to look good again. There's 2 very handy goals indeed by Boyce. 20 points the difference at the 13-minute mark of the third quarter, and Carlton are in trouble again. They looked a lot better going in at half-time, but they've fallen back again, mainly due to that very strong defence of North Melbourne. Still, they've backed up well now that Dench is back on the ground. He seems to be the leader down there. He's brought them all together again. Jones against Dempsey. Actually, Jones got that out. There's a chance for Dool to get clear. He's not grabbing him up very quickly at the moment as finally the ball is taken away by Buckley. Daryl Schimmelbusch wants to right across the chops that time. And the little fellow will take a free kick at centre field.
I tell you what, he cops more than just about anybody else on the ground.
Well, I think it might be his size. He's just at the right height to cop those going past, Peter.
You'd know.
Daryl Schimmelbusch with another kick down there to deep into attack. At the back is McCann. They're all fine. Reeves nearly got that one. Picked up here by Tanner. A snapshot for goal. But Tanner's off target and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket on the full and a penalty free kick to Carlton. 63 points North Melbourne to Carlton 43. 20 points in favour of North Melbourne. Jones and Dempsey. Dempsey grabbed that one, tried to get a hurried kick, tapped out again to Bond, a hurried kick again, and McCann's got the mark, and there's a goal coming up for McCann, I would say, because he's only about, he's limping badly there as he goes back for his kick. And that'll be bad news for North Melbourne if he's got to go off the ground. It could be the cramp. Let's hope it's not serious. And McCann has yet to score a goal as he scored. He's kicked 4 points and 2 out of bounds, and McCann yet to score his first goal. Of course, this goal coming up would make him 26 points in front. Jones coming off the ground. The shot by McCann is a good one. It's through the middle. Or is it? Yeah, 1 point. He can't get a goal. So there we are at the 14-minute mark. North Melbourne, 9 goals, 10-64 to Carlton 6-7-43, a difference of 21 points. We see Jones going off the ground and Brown coming on for the Blues. Chance now for Heath to drive it well back towards that half-back line. A chance for Dempsey to mark. He doesn't mess about. He takes a good mark. A quick hand pass coming over to Greg. Greg at half forward sends the ball well up towards the full forward position. McCann trying to get in position. Flying high was Tanner's. Grab gets a hurried kick back there. Is it going now for Byrne? He kicks it off the ground. Punched away by Klump. Back it goes there to Perovic. Over to Mark Koo. Mark Koo's clear, goes for a short pass, a dangerous one. Well smothered there by Laurie with blood streaming all over his face. And he fires at the goal, but he's off target, doesn't quite make the distance. And a good mark down there in Dool. I tell you what, when you bleed him like that, Peter, it tastes a lot better when you're in front.
You called his father Lou Laurie.
I meant Stephen. No, sorry.
Not just as much guts as his father. He was a great player. Here's Keith Gregg at centre field now with a long hand pass to Daryl Schimmelbusch. Back to Gregg. Oh, he messed it up. Keith Gregg tries again. Wilson. He shoots for goal. Didn't mess that up. That's a goal. North go further ahead. Wilson's first goal coming up at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter, and on Sevens big lead. North Melbourne go to 10 goals, 10, 70 points. Carlton 6-7, 43. Well, Wilson really deserved the goal there because he's been, I would say, without looking at the stat sheet, North Melbourne's leading kick getter so far in the game. 16 kicks, that's not bad.
He's had about 7 hand passes, so that's 23 possessions plus a goal, Peter.
16 minutes gone in the third quarter. Knocked down by Dempsey. Reeves. Can't get it past Perovic. Bond takes it. Klomp. Oh, a little bit too high, Arnold Brightus. And Brightus will get the free kick from almost the same position where Wilson kicked the last goal from.
Things are looking dangerous for Carlton now, Peter, trailing by 27 points.
Yes, a lead here of 33 points. If he can kick this goal, would be very dangerous with just 17 minutes gone in the third quarter. Brightus has kicked 3 goals, a chance for number 4. That's on its way. Goal umpire says full points. Brightus' 4th goal, and Carlton lead or trail by 33 points. Sevens big league scoreboard. North Melbourne 11-10, 76. Carlton 6-7, 43.
And that's at the 17-minute mark of this third quarter. It's been a great quarter for North Melbourne.
Well, the last 10 minutes have been good, Lou. They started off slowly, missing a few, didn't they?
Well, there's Percy Jones. No wonder he's wiping his brow there. He'd be very upset. And smoking a fag, Percy Jones in the box. The ball back there goes to Fitzpatrick. He's grabbed, he's lost it. He'll be holding the ball against him. And there we see the ball picked up by Bond. They go back into attack again, North Melbourne. Well down there towards the full forward position. Punched out by Heath. Tanner grabs it. Then he loses. He goes after it again. Back to Bond. He fumbles. Bond out there at half forward. Dodges nicely that time. And up towards the full forward zone it goes. Brightus in front. Punched away by Dilbert. Tanner there again. A snapshot for goal. Doesn't quite make the distance. It's coming around. Is it coming around enough? It is. Another goal. By God, that was like a boomerang kick. That when it really spun back, it was going out of bounds first. I'm not kidding on that, Peter.
It certainly looked that way.
12-10, 82 North Melbourne, looking $1 million to Carlton, undefeated 6-7, 43.
Yes, that was a miraculous kick. He certainly gave it plenty of air. It's not a gale blowing here, it's a slight breeze, and it really curled it around and sneaked in for a beautiful goal to North Melbourne, and they're really hitting a purple patch at the moment.
Well, they're 39 points in front, and things are looking very crook and Telerook for Carlton at the moment. Dempsey in the centre bounce against Fitzpatrick. 39 points in favour of North Melbourne. Up it goes. Dempsey's got his pecker up now. Brightus has grabbed, but the umpire said it'll be a ball up, even though Dill's going back for the free kick. He didn't have a chance to get rid of it that time. Incidentally, these 2 umpires on a very good job today too, Peter. Saws and Cameron. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick, but Greg's in the way. There's North Melbourne players all over the place. Back there towards full forward. They get up in the air. Down it comes to Tanner. Austin's there. He can't pick it up. Reeves over to McCann, and he scores his first goal, McCann.
He broke the ice.
45 points in front now, North Melbourne. McCann's had about 7 or 8 shots for goal. That's his first one. 13-10, 88 North Melbourne. Streaking away from Carlton, 6-7, 43.
They've kicked 6 goals in about 12 minutes, North Melbourne. What a third quarter you're watching on Sevens big lead.
There's McCann. How many shots he had for goal there now, all told? 8 shots for goal, and he scored when he said to himself, well, thank heavens I could get it.
19 minutes have gone in the third quarter, which is all North Melbourne's at the moment. Can they get any more? Carlton falling in a heap. It's knocked down by Fitzpatrick to Marcoux. Now it's Carlton's turn to go into attack. Alex Marcoux's kick up towards the half-forward line. Jarrett has grabbed, but he didn't have the ball. Brown with his first chance to get a touch. Glendinning. Ashman. Comes to Jarrett again. He got offloaded too by Fitzpatrick. Malin. Over towards Young. Young's at centre half forward. Gets around Wilson okay. Can line up for goals. Long kick. Too tall down there, Ken Montgomery. Good mark. And he decides to play on. North Melbourne looking $1 million at the moment. Showing their form of last week was no fluke. Johnston with the chance gets shepherded by Marcoux, and North Melbourne players down. Will pick him up shortly. Short in towards half forward, and the mark has been taken by Sheldon. Can you see who that is?
I'll pick him up for you, Pete.
Okay. Well, Sheldon has the shot about 55 metres out from goal. Looks like it might be Wilson, is it? I think it is.
Yeah, it is Wilson.
Long kick. Just off target. 1 point. Carlton badly need goals at the moment. 21 minutes gone in the third quarter, and the 7 big league scoreboard, 6-8-44 to North Melbourne 13-10-88. They've exactly doubled their score at the moment. 44 points the difference. As it goes back across the ground, that's dangerous, but they're playing with plenty of confidence. Here's Greg. He's a bright half back.
Wilson okay again. I think he struck a bunch of 5s that time on that pack piece.
That hurt. Dool. Oh, gives it to Bridus accidentally. Bridus took it off him. Let's get that right. And Bridus has got a paddock to move, and away he goes. He's at right half forward. Looks for Boys or Reeves, and Reeves has got them up. Reeves has kicked 2 goals, a chance to make it 3-14 for North Melbourne, who are on fire. In he comes. 35 metres out from goal. Don't know about that one. Might have drifted off. It has. One behind. 13-11. 89. Carlton 6-8-44.
Well, there's a lead of 45 points at the 22.5-minute mark for North Melbourne. As we said, this third quarter a vital one for them. They're certainly taken full advantage of it. Out it goes. A good mark to McCann. He's been a very good player. That's his 9th mark for the match so far, and if he'd have kicked accurately, he'd had about 8 goals on the board. There's the kick by McCann. That's coming around nicely. Punched away by Fitzpatrick that time. Aspin gets a hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground, but there's Wilson again, and he's off quickly. A hand pass coming over now to Byrne. He's pulled to the ground by Francis. Out it comes again to France. A beautiful spin out of the pack that time at centre half back. A short pass, and Malin's got the ball at half back for Carlton. But they've been well covered this quarter. Back it goes towards Hick, and he's got a chance to mark, and he does. Too tall for Marcoux that time, and Hick's off like a rocket. Hick running to centre half forward. Will go for the long kick, I should imagine. He's going to do a bit of fancy stuff and try and kick a goal. It's a long kick, but it's off target. It won't make the distance, or will it? It'll go out of bounds on the full. Boyce trying to claim the mark down there, but the umpire won't have a bar of that. Heath to take the penalty free kick. 13-11-89 North Melbourne to Carlton 6-8-44. 23 minutes gone. The back is Johnson. Missed that punch out. Down goes Schimmelbusch. He can't pick it up well. Grabbed away by Mail, and around the boundary line it goes. It's out of bounds on the centre wing position. Carlton struggling at the moment to score goals.
Only 4 points to score.
Can't score a goal for the third quarter. Of course, they kicked their first goal in the match until 9 minutes into the second quarter. Out it comes to McClure. He's had a dirty day. Glendenning been well on top of him. Back to Aspin now. Aspin kicks the ball across to centre half forward. Young having a battle there with Greg, but Greg gets the punch out. Johnson going out after it, missed it. And so did Byrne miss him. Finally picked up by Francis. A kick across to centre half forward. And there's Brown trying to get himself in a position. Knocks it down, but they're backing up well. Montgomery, a very good player today for North Melbourne. Boots the ball back. Schimmelbusch couldn't mark it. He went up one hand, but finally retrieves it. They're doing everything right at the moment, North Melbourne. And a good mark to Tanner there at half forward. About 55 metres out from goal. Up to the full forward zone it goes. A charge for Briders. Backing up as Dempsey. Down he goes. And he's collared by Fitzpatrick, and the umpire said it's dropping the ball against him. He said, I tried to punch that. He didn't have much of a chance. Out it comes to Malin now. Out there on that back pocket position, but there's no one to kick it to for Carlton. I'll tell you that now. Now he goes for hand pass to Perovic. Perovic boots it back towards that half-forward line. And Brown swamped between North Melbourne defenders. I notice that Hick's nose is still bleeding, Peter, as Glendenning takes the ball away. He goes brushes his opponent aside very easily.
Well, that typifies North Melbourne's play today. Down towards Conf. He's had a dirty day too. The 2 number 10s. Boyce gets it over to Heath. Pushing the back, though, says the umpire, and it's going around on Mandrels for free kick at full back. Look at Mandrels kicking too. Sees Perovic. It's too far for Perovic, though. McClure's at the back, takes the mark. I was going to say he's had a dirty day too, but that could apply to just about the whole Carlton team at the moment. Play on. So McClure does so. He's at centre wing. Kick down towards Glendenning again. Oh, what a magnificent mark down there to Sheldon. The little fella took off like a rocket. Sheldon right half forward, and even North Melbourne supporters applaud. You don't often see that. Almost a mark to Brown, taken away by Buckley. Here's a chance for a Carlton score. Buckley gets ridden into the ground by Schimmelbusch. Free kick. Oh, Schimmelbusch caught one again.
He's had about 5 whacks in the face today, little Darryl Schimmelbusch. Pretty finished up like a punching bag.
He helped that one along a bit, Lou, actually, I think. 15-metre penalty applied by the umpire. And so Schimmelbusch now up towards the half-back flank. He's gone for a hand pass, gets it over towards Sutton. Stephen Ick. Long kick by Stephen Ick to the centre wing position. Dools there for Carlton in front of Brytus. Gregg's right there with him though, so a hurried hand pass. Comes out to Johnston. Johnston looks for a mark down there. It's all North Melbourne though. There's Sutton. He's been ever reliable all day. Hasn't done much wrong, but that wasn't a really good hand pass to McCann. McCann gets plenty of distance with his kicks. Austin behind with the big fist. Heath at centre wing. Goes towards right half forward flank. Dench is there. Too good for Brown. Hand pass to Glendinning. They're playing keepings off North Melbourne. This is easy at the moment. Their form of last week against Footscray, no fluke. Big punch by Fitzpatrick. It comes out towards Perovic. Perovic over towards Francis now. Francis is at centre field. Gets away. Over towards Buckley. Buckley just away from Schimmelbusch. Down towards full forward. Guess who's there? Sutton. Couldn't take the mark. Play on, says the umpire, after Marcoux knocked it away. Brown comes in just a little bit too late. The ball over towards David Dench. Jones is there with him. Gets grabbed. Free kick. Take it, Warren Jones. Warren Jones almost in the forward pocket. In fact, he's at right half forward on the flank. See what a kick Jones can do. Centres the ball towards full forward. Chance for Ken Montgomery, who shoots out the hand pass to Sutton, back towards Byrne. Byrne's right in the goal square. North Melbourne doing it easily, and he'll clear.
Well, Byrne's got a ton of time to give a hand pass over to Daryl Schimmelbusch. He's been a real terrier today. Gets a kick even though he's slunk to the ground. Back towards Perovic and Reeves that time. It beats them both. And there's a battle between Boyce and Klump. But Klump gets a hand pass, but not a good one. It'll go out of bounds. He's been a pretty dangerous player this quarter. Boyce too. He's kicked 2 goals. 2 vital goals that got North Melbourne going. The first one he got right in the middle of the right on the edge of the goal square. Pushed away again. I think Reeves got that out. Tanner's grab, but finally Klump going through. Can't get clear because we see Jarrett in the way. Jarrett taps it nicely over to Byrne, but intercepted by Tanner, and the umpire's found a free kick, and the free kick will go to Tanner there on the wing position. Austin and Byrne having a bit of a tussle. Ball finally kicked over there by Tanner across towards Dempsey. Gets a one-hander, but punched away that time by Fitzpatrick. Oh, very nonchalant that time, Francis. That allowed Wilson to pick it up. He's knocked out. He kicked the ball, but it didn't matter. And a mark to Reeves. Dead in front of me, about 25 to 30 metres out from goal. And young Reeves has kicked 2 goals. Tell you what, his dad would be pretty proud of the way he's played today. Made a couple of nice marks, Peter, and kicked a couple of good goals.
He's got a good leap, hasn't he, Lou?
Yes, he has. He's got a future. This fella could be a full forward. You never know. Fires, and it's right through the middle. So 28 minutes gone of this third quarter, and North Melbourne looking $1 million. There's the score, 14-11-95 to Carlton, 6-8-44.
Yes, we're just echoing the comments about Reeves, Lou. As a full forward, he certainly kicks accurately. He doesn't need too many opportunities, and that's one of the hallmarks of a good full forward, that they can kick, say, 6 goals from about 8 kicks.
That's right. We saw Stan Alves on the screen there just a moment ago, and of course played at North Melbourne's premiership side of a couple of years ago, and was a star player.
29 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Ball back into the centre.
Waiting now for the knockout. Will be coming in as McCann this time, having a run. The ball he was against Ashman. Ashman got an ample smothered that time by North Melbourne. Over to Reeves again. Back to Dool at centre half back. A hand pass to Martin at half back. Not gaining much. This is a chance for Johnson to mark. He's on his own. He nearly lost that, but he's clear now. And he's grabbed it. Finally gets a kick well over centre half forward. But up they go. Brown jumps trying to claim the mark, but the umpire said it'll be a mark to North Melbourne's Glendinning. A very good player indeed. He and Wilson would be their 2 best players up to this stage of the match.
No argument for me, Lou. Glendinning from centre half back to Wilson. Keith Gregg on the centre wing. Listen to the North fans roar. This guy's putting in a magnificent game for his 201st. Boyce. Daryl Schimmelbusch. Hand pass to Boyce was not too good, so back to Daryl Schimmelbusch it goes, over towards Keith Gregg. Gregg at right half forward, centres the ball, but it's intercepted by Rod Ashman for Carlton at full back. 30 minutes have gone in the third quarter, which has been all North Melbourne's. Carlton haven't scored a goal. Fitzpatrick round towards the centre wing position. Marcoux takes the mark in front of the blood-bespattered Ick. Now he's in trouble, gets around him, holding the ball. Was it? No, says the umpire. Play on. Over towards Francis. The 2 number 47, the other one's Jarrett. And the siren goes for the third quarter And listen to the North Melbourne fans' applause. The scores on Sevens Big League: 14-11, 95 to 6-8, 44.
They've got a lead of 51 points, but it's not a bad sort of a lead to go into that last quarter, is it?
Fantastic. They really played some good football in that third quarter. And Carlton had the job in front of them, of course. Final quarter from the Arden Street ground. Very handsome lead to North Melbourne. Knocked down by Dempsey. Wilson, one of the best players on the ground. Dool. McClure over towards Kenny Sheldon. Sheldon up towards the full forward zone. There's Daryl Sutton. Gets one for his corner from ground, but of course will get the mark, and he would have got a free kick anyway. Sutton at fullback has not put a foot wrong all day. Then again, we expect that from him. He plays well anywhere. Dempsey in front of Fitzpatrick, who tries to fist it away and palms it in turn, but it's knocked back further towards the wing position where it's picked up by Francis. He gets around Bridus okay, short in towards the centre of the ground, almost marked by Schimmelbusch. The chance is for Mayland to give the hand pass over to Buckley. Sheldon, I beg your pardon. Sheldon up towards Brown. That'll be his first kick for the day. Brown in towards Big Jones, right in the goal square. Flying high was Johnston. Gets pushed over the goal line, one behind. So Carlton to 6-9-45. North Melbourne 14-11-95. That's a difference of 50 points. It's pretty hard to pick back in any quarter. Sutton. Dempsey in front. Fitzpatrick from behind to Francis, who was almost in slow motion there. Brown tries to knock it away. Should be trying to mark it. Here's Montgomery. He hasn't done much wrong across the half-back line either, just while we're talking about defenders, boys, and also Klomp. The ball beats them both over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown back into play. 50 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. About 2 minutes gone of this last quarter, and the odds are certainly against Carlton at the moment. There's a chance for Glendenning. He's been a slashing player today at centre half-back. He's really fixed McClure right up. So look at that kick. It's a magnificent kick. Right down there into attack. And there's Reeves coming out. Another good player for North. He's tripped. Umpire said plain as the ball comes out now to Bond. A snapshot for goal. It's coming around nicely. It'll be through for a goal. As of a mark on the line to Austin. It's a mark, Louis Payne.
Mark right on the line. Short pass is dangerous, but Mangles is there on his own and takes the mark in the back pocket. Didn't gather much distance at all for Carlton. Another short pass. And the mark here to Heath. Heath boots the ball back towards centre field. McClure in front. Glendenning going for the mark and got it. What a game he's playing now. Well, McClure hasn't had many kicks today, I'll say that for him. 7 kicks up to this stage of the match, and there's a 15-metre penalty, and he could really land this in the goal square. This fella's a magnificent kick.
He can kick it the way he kicked the last one.
Here he goes now. Well, that wasn't such a good one. It falls a bit short, but it's only a mark to Tanner. He called play on. But backing up well is Jarrett. He gets away and a snapshot for goal. Back towards the full forward zone. Is it Jones or Perovic down there? Perevic's got the mark. So it's a mark to Perovic down there in the full-back position for Carlton. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Still 50 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Punched away by Dempsey, and the ball is out of bounds. Still on North Melbourne's half-forward line. And, of course, their back line has been magnificent all day today. And they've had many good players around the ground, particularly in the centre where young Wilson's played a slashing game too. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. Over it goes to Francis, who's starting to come good in that third quarter. Knocked away by McClure, but right on his back there is Glendenning. Snaps the ball back up there towards Jones at the full forward zone. He and Sutton together, but it's Jones that's got the mark. Oh, it'd have to be a mark.
Have to be.
I wouldn't worry if I was a North Melbourne supporter when they're 50 points in front, but you never know with this Carlton side. 8 goals is not a great, it is a great lead, but it's not an impossible lead to wilt down in the last quarter. Jones has got to kick this goal to give them any chance at all. It's right through the middle, so it's 44 points the difference now. 14-11-95 North Melbourne. The Carlton 7-9-51.
A vital goal for Carlton. They didn't kick a goal in the third quarter, so that was their first since the second term. They only kicked their 6 goals then in the latter stages of the quarter. So Carlton playing in patches today, and against North Melbourne, that's simply not good enough. The Blues being taken apart, especially during the third quarter when North Melbourne added 6 goals for. 4 minutes into the final term. It's going to be Dempsey and ruck. Dempsey contesting against Fitzpatrick, and an infringement on the centre square. And it's a free kick going which way to Dempsey. That's inexcusable, that. Towards full forward. And there's a marker. Reeves, easy as you like, and he breaks away. No Carlton player is chasing him. Gives it over towards Tanner. Goal.
Good play on the part of Reeves. He could have really easily snapped for goal himself then, Peter.
Well, I dare say Coach Peter Jones would have a few harsh words to say about the Carlton defence there, which was very, very loose. And that gave Tanner the easiest of opportunities. There's Purse.
He's either got a lump on his head or he's got a headache.
He'll have another grey hair. I think he and I are about a line ball in that decision at the moment. The Purse is not too happy. 5 minutes have gone in the final quarter. North Melbourne now doing it easily, answering that goal from Jones. Fitzpatrick will contest with Dempsey. Fitzpatrick got that one out, taken by McClure. Didn't get it far. Got a push in the back though. McClure's free kick. Kick number 9 for Mark McClure. Down towards Brown. Dench. Dench looks for Jarrett. Taken away by Daryl Sutton though, and he's played a very good game today. There's Wayne Schimmelbusch with a one-hander. Robert Cromp towards Francis. What can Francis do with it? He's gone short towards half forward. Jimmy Buckley got one too high. Free kick. Buckley 55 metres out. Will make it 50. He's still a long way from goal. That's the centre square. You can see there at lifted screen. Carlton badly needing goals. That's a beautiful kick from Buckley too, incidentally. Might even get the distance. It's sailing through. I think for 4 points it is. Great kick. And that is Buckley's second goal to take Carlton along to 8-9, 57. Still trailing North Melbourne 15-11, 101.
North Melbourne runner on the ground there, Stan Alves. Former great player for North Melbourne and Melbourne. 6.5 minutes gone of the last quarter, and still the difference is, what, 44 points in favour of North Melbourne. Big leeway to pick up for Carlton. Fitzpatrick and Dempsey. Dempsey gets the tap down, pushed away by Bond. The ball knocked down there again. Bill's got up at his grab, but he finally gets a kick back to centre half forward. Oh, couldn't Danny drop that? He'll get a free kick. Got one right in the face that time. He'll take the free kick. He's been a great player today, Glenn Denning. This seems to be his spot in defence. He's a better player there in defence than he is up into attack. Ball kicked out there towards centre half forward. Players bustling for position. Down it comes now to little Sheldon. Sheldon kicks the ball back there, and a chance for Carlton to get it again as it's pushed out to Daryl Schimmelbusch. A hand pass back there towards the centre of the ground. Boyce overran the ball. He's in trouble here trying to get out. He tunnel balled it out, and the umpires found a free kick. He was held, and he didn't have the ball that time. Kick by Boyce down there towards the full forward zone, but the umpire's got a 15-metre penalty here, so it brings him right down to the centre half forward position. Right on the edge of the square. 7 minutes gone. Boyce has already kicked 2 goals, and the first one he kicked was a vital one that got North Melbourne going in that third quarter when he grabbed it right on the line. Nice kick by Boyce into the goal square. Off the top of the pack, going after it now is Austin. Been a pretty quiet play today for Carlton, but he's not Robinson Crusoe. They've got a lot of mates, and a good mark out of Young, a little short of half back. Young looking for McClure. Glendenning at the back. He goes up, then he grabbed the mark. Finally picked up by Bond. They've been scouting out well all day, North Melbourne. Finally kicked up towards the full forward zone again. Getting up high was perfect. Couldn't hold the mark. In goes Heath and McCann. Going after now is Brightest. Got one from Dool that time. Dool with a hand pass out the Mangels. Umpire said all clear. Keep it going, and Mark dropped that time by Wilson, about the first for the day. Finally grabbed here by Bond. A left foot snap for goal. Having a go. Who's going to claim this mark? The umpire's going to pay it to North Melbourne. Don't worry about that, or is he going to ball it up?
He's paying it to Reeves, I think.
He's paying to Reeves. And we mentioned him before during the commentary. The young fella's kicked 3 goals and taken quite a few good marks today. He's been a very effective player.
See Perovic in the hands of a Carlton trainer too doesn't look too good. Over near the boundary line.
Well, Reeves going for goal number 4. Only about 10 metres out from goal, directly in front, and he's put it right through the middle. So there we are at the 8-minute mark. It's North Melbourne 16-11, 107 points to Carlton 8-9, 57.
Lead of 50 points. Val Perovic seems to be okay. Carlton far from being okay though. They're receiving a nice old sort of a drubbing here this afternoon, and I think we can say almost safely it will be their first defeat for the season. But funnier things have happened. North Melbourne with a very, very good lead, and they're playing much better than Carlton. 9 minutes gone, final quarter. Dempsey over towards Wilson. Wilson down towards Brightest, beats Dool. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes, Lou, having to pick out the best player. I would think it's probably between Wilson and Glendinning. They've both played very good games, and Brightus.
He's played fairly well too. He's kicked 4 goals.
Right.
He's beaten Dool all day, Peter, I reckon.
He could make it 5 here. He's 50 metres out, but directly in front of goal. That's a shocking kick from Brightus. There's a North Melbourne mark right in the goal square.
Young Reeves again.
So Reeves has a chance to make it 5.
By golly, he's been great today, this young fella. He's played most of his football in defence too, Peter, you know.
This could be his niche up there in the goal square, couldn't it?
Well, he knows how to grab a mark, and of course he's been pretty accurate with his kicking.
The first 2 attributes of a good full forward. No mistake about that one. That's Reeves' 5th goal, and North Melbourne hammering the nail into the coffin, as it were. 17-11, 113 to Carlton, 8-9, 57.
Well, we're at the 10-minute mark, and that's a difference of 56 points. And if you believe in Father Christmas and the fairies, you may think that Carlton could win this game. But I tell you what, I don't think they've got a chance now, because they're falling apart at the seams at the moment, Peter.
What Jones should be worried about, Lou, is they're not really contesting at the moment.
Well, it looks that way when you're getting a drubbing like this. You can't do the right thing, can you?
10 minutes into the final quarter.
Running for the bounce again. It'll be Fitzpatrick against Dempsey again. Dempsey getting on top now. Gets it down. Francis has played a lot better since half-time. Picked up by Sheldon. Carlton going to attack. Up there towards Jones. Missed the mark. Back it comes to Dents. Going after him is Buckley. He went for a kick off the ground. It's finally forced out by North Melbourne's Daryl Schimmerbush and through for 1 point. So, 8 goals, 10-58 Carlton to North Melbourne, 17-11, 113. Things are looking pretty sick for the Blues. Short pass, they're everywhere. It's got to go back. The umpire hadn't finished waving the flags. Well, it looked a bit grim there for David Dents kicking off to this kick. Just in that 3rd quarter, he went off the ground with a bad knee, and it looked as though he wouldn't be back on the ground. I notice it's pretty heavily bandaged. The ball comes back there to Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Punched away by Fitzpatrick, knocked away by Marcoux. A hurried kick by Sheldon. Down there towards Aspin, he couldn't hold the mark. Pushed back again, and Jarrett showing plenty of strength. But there's Aspin going after again. He's got to pick it up, but Jarrett with determination forced him out of position, forced it out of bounds. 113 points North Melbourne to Carlton 58 into the last quarter by 11.5 minutes. It'll be Dempsey and Fitzpatrick. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick, but Montgomery, as Peter said before, a very safe player in defence today. Gone for a long hand pass over to Wilson. And Wilson with a short pass is looking there for Brightus. It's a bit too long. In goes Perovic. He can't get a clear run at the ball. He's got it now. A bad hand pass intercepted by Tanner. Tanner's in a bit of trouble, but there's Greg there again. They've got plenty of players and well smothered by Dool, and the ball is out of bounds up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line.
Well, Dool's tried hard all day. Fitzpatrick, though, hasn't
been beaten just the same, Dool, hasn't he?
He has, yes. Fitzpatrick hasn't been as conspicuous as Carlton would have liked, but he won that one out. Gets it over to Francis, to Young, and Young's been another try for Carlton too, but they haven't had too many. Short from Young, up towards half-forward, looking down there for a mark of Brown. He's got it, but a long way from goal. Short of centre half forward. In fact, that's a beautiful kick from Brown. That's a magnificent kick. Look at that. He was inside the centre square when he kicked that for a goal. Carlton, 9 goals, 10, 64 points. North Melbourne, 17-11, 113.
Peter, just shows you that if he'd kicked that goal and there's about 2 goals the difference, the crowd would have gone mad, but there wasn't a murmur from anyone after kicking such a magnificent goal because they're so far down the drain. Well,
we've played, let's see, 13 minutes. Probably have 20 minutes to go at the outside, so Carlton with a rough chance only. 13.5 minutes gone. Fitzpatrick, Dempsey, Fitzpatrick clearly, McClure and Glendinning. McClure with some soccer tactics gets the ball down towards the half-forward zone, but here's Montgomery yet again. That's a long high kick, sailing run out towards the wing. Dool from behind with the big fist away from Brightus out of bounds. North Melbourne supporters enjoying this. Well, they might. Carlton so far undefeated. Not for very much longer, I don't think, though. Dempsey behind. Won that one. Dool. Ick gets ridden into the ground by Young, and the chances with Francis to pick it up and drive Carlton forward, which he does, but not too far. There's a good mark taken by Brown. And if we can take his previous kick as a yardstick, within kicking distance. It should be a metre stick, shouldn't it? What's that one doing? It's coming around, but not far enough. One behind. 9-11-65. Still trailing North Melbourne 17-11, 113. 14 minutes gone in the final quarter. Sutton. Straight up the ground. Dempsey in front and takes the mark. Over towards Keith Gregg. Play on, says Dempsey. Gregg does just that. Douls in front here. The boundary line might be the winner because Ick's right there with him. So is Bridus and Austin. It's a bit of a stack up. The umpire decides on a ball up and will take place on the right half forward flank.
Ball up, one on the boundary line. Down there on North Melbourne's half forward line. Fitzpatrick's there for this knockout against McCann. Actually, Fitzpatrick got it down to Young, but then it's finally picked up by Francis. Back again it goes to Austin. And he drives it over there now towards McClure, but he's got three opponents and a good mark by McClure that time. Finally picked up by Marqueux. He gets away from Montgomery, showing too much toe. Looking for Brown again. Brown's up. He's got the mark. Oh, no, he didn't play the free kick. Kelly, I thought he got a push in the back and a mark. Going after it now is Boyce. And Brown right on his tail, and the ball is on that boundary line and out of bounds on the centre wing position. I thought he played that mark, Pete. Probably didn't hold it long enough.
Not today.
Not today. Not Carlton's day today for sure. Coming in as Fitzpatrick and Dempsey for this knockout. Dempsey got that one. They've had a pretty even contest for knockouts. France with a hand pass coming over to Austin. He gets around Tanner pretty easily as he fires the ball up there to Buckley, but now it's Johnson having a snapshot for goal. Not a bad sort of a kick, but it's going around too far, and it'll be through for 1 point. So they go to 9 goals, 12, 66 Carlton to North Melbourne, 17-11, 113. We're at the 16-minute mark of this last quarter. And hardly a murmur from the crowd, particularly up there on the outer. That's the Carlton supporters section, and they're not saying a thing because they'd be disappointed in their side's display today. But don't take anything away from North Melbourne. They've played great football. Montgomery gets it out there to Bob. Another backhanded for head pass was a bad one, picked up by McCoo now, and Carlton go back into attack up there towards Big Jones. He's trying to juggle the mark. Pushed away by Sutton. Dent's going after it now, and the ball is out of bounds. I still think he's got a bit of a bad knee there. He's limping a bit, Peter.
Yes, well,
but he's a strong player and
apparently pinched a nerve in him, Lou. That's why he went off.
Okay, the ball back into play again. Dempsey gets the knockout. There's Brown trying to get the package grabbed around the neck. He'll get a free kick. Well, if he gets a goal, he'll bring it back to what? What's the difference now? 47 points the difference. It'll bring it back to 41 points. It still gives them a fighting show at the 17-minute mark, but I don't like their chances.
Wouldn't like to be on them.
No, I wouldn't like to be on them. I'll put my house on them. Waiting on Brown from about 10 metres out directly in front, and Brown's already kicked 1 goal. Brown coming in. One of the interchange players today. Started about that, it's right through the middle. And the scoreboard, the 17-11, 113 North Melbourne to Carlton on the scoreboard. Their score is 10 goals, 12, 72 points, 7.5 minutes gone of this last quarter.
41 points the deficit at the moment facing Carlton, which is probably a little bit too much to make up at this particular stage of the game. Stephen Ick still in the hands of the trainers. His blood nose seemed to have stopped momentarily. Got a nasty one right about the second quarter, I think, or early in the third quarter. In excess of 18 minutes gone in the final term. Fitzpatrick has it well to Ashman. Ashman out towards left half forward. Into no man's territory, really. No one can get there. It'll be a throw in to take place. Right in the middle of the players' interchange area. Buckley 16, 19 is Young. Young's played fairly well today. Buckley's been not as much in the play as he usually is. Fitzpatrick got that one down. Here's a chance for Young. Close to the boundary line. Could be over on the full. It is. Penalty free kick. And it will be taken by Ken Montgomery of North Melbourne. Certainly in North Melbourne's top 5 players today. Very difficult to get best on the ground. It'll be all North Melbourne players in the top 5. No doubt about that whatsoever. Dempsey in front of Fitzpatrick. McCann couldn't get rid of the ball. Caught by Francis. The umpire says holding the ball. Free kick to Francis. A little bit short of the left half forward flank for the Blues. That's a good kick from Francis. He's looking for McClure, who flies high and takes the mark. He hasn't had too many grabs in front of Ross Glendinning today. He'll be one of North Melbourne's best players. McClure was in kicking distance. A chance for Carlton's 11th goal. And his first. comes McClure. 3 players virtually standing on the mark, and that's a North Melbourne mark to Stephen McCann. He's taken a few grabs today. McCann's right in the back pocket. Will go towards the scoreboard side of the ground with a wobbly punt kick. They're hard to mark. Certainly that wasn't played to Carlton's Buckley. Sheldon is holding the ball against Wilson, going to Francis.
Actually, Francis played very well since half-time, Peter. He was down the first half.
Yes, Keithsbury was well on top, wasn't he? There's Francis's kick. High flyer was Sutton, but it comes to Jones, who gives it over towards a teammate in Armstrong. There's a go coming up for McClure. He's put it through for 4 points. And that's McClure's first goal for Carlton, a badly needed one. And the score, 7 big lead, North Melbourne 17-11, 113. Carlton 11-12, 78.
Well, up to the 20-minute mark, there's only, 35 points the difference. If they're good enough, it's not impossible to win this game, Peter, but they're not playing well enough. They even struggle to kick that goal.
Certainly wouldn't want to be on it, Luke.
No, you wouldn't, but still I've seen funnier things happen in football. At the 20-minute mark of this quarter, 35 points down, Carlton.
And David Gibbs again coming off the ground to be replaced by Curry Good.
Okay, here we go. 35 points. Can they make it up? With about 10 minutes to go, Ashburn, they go back into attack again, down towards their full forward zone. And a good safe mark taken down there by Montgomery. A real solid player today. A hand pass out there to Sutton on his own. Another long one out to Glendenning. Right after him now is McClure, but Glendenning's got plenty of time to put it back there towards the wing position to mark the Tanner. North Melbourne getting their feet again. They've really annihilated Carlton so far in the game. Oh, there's nearly a free kick to Heath, but the Dempsey's got the mark. He didn't even spot that. A hand pass coming over quick, not a good one. Intercepted nicely that time by Klopp. Back it goes to Heath. Well, that's retribution from him. He's finally got the ball now as a short pass goes out there on a mark to Fitzpatrick. McCann saying he went over the mark, but didn't even move over it. He boots it back over the centre half forward position. Brown flying high. He's got the mark. He kicked the goal from further out from this, but he decides to play on. It's a long kick up there looking for Jones. At the back there is Sutton. Sutton couldn't hold the mark, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position, about 5 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're trailing by 35 points at the moment. We're at the 22-minute mark of this last quarter. Knocked out by Jones. Sheldon overran the ball that time. There's Schimmelbusch and Greg running into each other, but it's okay. Finally a hand pass to Greg, a short pass looking there for Bryden, but knocked away by Dool over to Fitzpatrick. A nice back out of the pack that time by the big fun. Another ball. He's got a kick it, he's grabbed, he's lost it. Well, that's been their pattern today. Oh, he's upended Ick that time, finally picked up by Young, a snap for goal. And it's off the top of the pack and through for 1 point. So it's 34 points the difference. 17-11, 113 North Melbourne to Carlton, 11-13, 79, 22 and a half minutes gone of this last quarter, and things are now starting to look pretty grim. Not that they weren't grim before this.
I think time's running out for the Blues, Lou. Glendinning in front of Austin, who's on the forward line. They've got to do something, Carlton. Austin shoots at goals. That's going very close. We'll wait for the goal umpire. It's a goal. And needless to say, Austin's first. 23 minutes now gone. The scores, North Melbourne 17-11, 113. Carlton 12-13, 85. Well, I still think time...
It's 27 points the difference, but...
That's right. You've got to get 5 goals in around about 5 minutes. Certainly not impossible, but not probable.
I'd say about 7 minutes, Pete.
Well, it's, as I said, Lou, possible. 23 and a half minutes gone in the final quarter. McCann from Fitzpatrick to McClure. Sheldon couldn't take the ball. Will get a free kick, though, for holding the man. Sheldon short of half forward to put Carlton into attack again. Have the Blues still got a chance? They've got a goal here. There's almost a mark to Jones. Buckley tries to go through. Didn't take the ball. Good. Out towards Johnston. He's always dangerous near goals. Could kick this if he snaps truly. He hasn't this time. He's kicked 3 beautiful snapshot goals today. And when they needed it, he couldn't do it. So Carlton 12-14, 86. Still trail North Melbourne 17-11, 113 as Sutton takes the run. Sheldon and Wilson. Wilson over the boundary line. Throw in, says umpire Saws. And that will take place in the middle of the players' interchange area. Fitzpatrick for Carlton. McCann, free kick, going North Melbourne's way. Stephen McCann to take it. He's played well today. The only thing that's let him down is his kicking for goal. Sprayed them all over like a garden hose. Greg Greg too fast for Fitzpatrick. Up towards full forward. There's a North Melbourne mark to Schimmelbusch, Wayne Schimmelbusch. And his brother Darryl has played better than him today. Darryl's been in everything and he's just about copped everything too. Schimmelbusch is 35 metres out on a slight angle, not to speak of. And we're almost into the time-on period. Shoots for goal. Was going through, drifts off, wait for the goal umpire. He says it's 4 points, and that's Wayne Schimmelbusch's first goal. So on 7th Big League, we have North Melbourne 18-11, 119. Carlton 12-14, 86. Well, that just about signs it off, I'd say, Lou.
I'd say that, but I think it was signed off at three-quarter time when they had such a good lead, Peter. And, of course, Carlton have put up a bit of an effort this quarter, but nowhere near good enough. It's been a disappointing game from the Carlton point of view, but North Melbourne carried on from where they played last week, where they annihilated Footscray up in Sydney, and it looked as though, you know, you were putting Footscray down, so it doesn't look so bad now when you think of the way that North have handled the top side, the undefeated team.
And we've lost the ball.
Well, that's all we need now. I bet Carlton will wish this game gets over pretty quickly, because it's a game they want to forget.
Probably about 6 minutes to go.
26 minutes gone, and North Melbourne 119 plays Carlton 86 points. Fitzpatrick again against McCann, one of the most versatile players playing football at the moment. Plays in any position. He got the knockout again. Back it towards Francis, a ruck road at the moment. Reeves' grab finally picked up by McCoo. Go for a bit of a trot out there. He's going to try and get it right down there to the full forward zone, but McClure coming in, couldn't hold the mark. It's pushed down again by Ick. His hand pass, not a good one. He goes after the ball. Johnson piling on top of it, trying to get it out. Umpire's letting things go there, as he said, can give it back here and I'll ball it up at centre half forward for Carlton. 26 and a half minutes gone. Fitzpatrick again. Big punch. Right down there towards the full forward zone. Coming out now is McClure. He runs into Brown, puts him off target. It's good there trying to get out. He's grabbed, didn't have the ball. He's grabbed again. He's got to get a free kick for a push in the back. Well, that's the beauty of playing in front. When you're playing in front, you've always got the chance of getting a free kick besides getting away with the ball. So Kerry Good replacing Dench in this quarter, who incidentally went off in the third quarter too. Or second quarter, I think it was, Dench. Yep. Punched away by Dool. Back there towards Young. He's on his own. He goes for a kick there. Back towards the centre forward position. But too many players. There's McCann again. Well, you seem as though you're wrapping this guy all the time, but you've got to give him praise. He's a very good player indeed. Goes for a nice nonchalant kick out there to Sutton. Back it goes again to Good. And they're away again, North Melbourne, doing as they like at the moment against the champion Carlton side. Out it goes, punched away that time by Tanner. There's a chance now for Montgomery, another solid player in defence. Tries to get the ball out, but falls over. This allows Fitzpatrick to pick it up. A long hand pass out to Sheldon. He only should have a running shot for goal here for sure. And that's what he does. But he's put it right across the face of goals and through for 1 point. So they go to 12 goals, 15-87. To North Melbourne, 18 goals, 11-119. And no one ever dreamt that they'd kick that score against Carlton. They thought it could have been a close game if North Melbourne were to win, just to scrape in. But they've just thrashed them completely from the word go, Peter, actually.
That's right, Lou. 32 points. The difference is a little bit much to make up at this stage of the afternoon as Sutton goes for another run. Long kick by Sutton towards the half-back flank. There's a North Melbourne mark brought in by Good. Darryl Schimmelbusch has the ball. His kick short towards centre wing position. Must have had his son in the eyes, Reeves there, but he got a push in the back. A push out. He'll take the free kick at centre wing. He's kicked how many goals? 5. There's the siren. The end of the match. North Melbourne victorious. Carlton's first defeat for 1980 in the VFL. 18-11, 119 to Carlton 12-15, 86.